Tim Catroni, sir, how are you doing?
Derek, what's going on, brother?
I've had a lot of phone calls today.
Dude, it's the way the people are buying now is like totally different.
It is so different. It's just so, and you and I are as prepared as we can be.
Mhm.
There's always room for improvement,
Mhm.
and I just think about the newer contractors or contractors in general that haven't implemented the things that they need to, and what they're experiencing right now.
The I found I'm going to share this out there, but what's weird is the average person visits my website 7 times before they fill out a form,
That's a great statistic.
and I'm like, what the hell are you thinking about? What is it that they're cautious over, or what are they looking at that's different? And you can see them scroll. I've had a lot of people just like thinking about doing things and just information gathering.
Big time.
And I've also seen people, hey, look, I'm in the middle of a kitchen rental. I'm having my roof done. I'm having solar panels put on. They're doing big projects, but the money's being spent somewhere else right now for some reason. That's just my world.
I just had one. She had a $4,000 budget. She was cool with it, paid for consulting, and then called me the next day and said her AC unit went out and cost her $3,000. So now she doesn't have the budget. Like that's a real thing.
My CRM is pretty robust. And when I'm getting that, because I get the same thing you're saying. Not right now. We're talking about next year. I just want to know what things would cost. I have that reminder. I can remind them. And I said, how about if I just reached out to you next March? I'll set a reminder for myself just to check in. I don't want to be a pest, but I don't want you to think I forgot about you. It'll just be an email saying, hey, did you want to continue the conversation? Would that help you? Oh, my God, yeah. And then when they hit that, it hits it. I'm not aware of it. It just automatically happens. But here's what we're doing, right? We're planting that seed because we don't know what's going to grow, if it even does grow. But I don't have the bandwidth to remember it. I just got a story I'd like to share with a prospect I had to go see.
Sure.
Who I've talked to for oh my God, hours, a couple of hours over the past couple of months about having a problem with their water features somebody else built 10 years ago, fixed it. Now the guy's not responsive because of having issues. So now they have to Google. They find me. They see the reviews, the whole bit, and they want me to come out and look at it. I charge them to go out there because they just want my opinion. I charge them. I think it was $400. I told it was I'd give that back to them if they decided to do the repairs within 60 days. In the last payment, I'll just deduct that from the last payment. And they were more than happy to have me come out there. And I went out there, and which I didn't know. She's 92 years old, and he's 80, 87, 88.
Ooh, she's cougar.
Oh, yeah. And, she starts off, she goes, you look just like my brother. I'm like, what? I'm like, hope he's healthy.
Yeah, how's my brother doing?
I know. But, these people have been beat up. They've had a lot of money taken from them. I think they said they were over $13,000 invested in this other guy. And they told me the budget was $10,000. And I told them, I'm going to come out there. Chances are it's going to be over $10,000 because this is what I'm seeing and what you're telling me. And if you want me to come out there and tell you it's more than $10,000, it's $400. You sure you want me to come out? Oh, yeah, we'd love for you to come out. I'm on my way out there. I'm running late. What do? Pick up the phone and I call.
Yeah, you have to.
They're older people. They don't text. I pick up the phone. I call. She goes, oh, no, we're going to be here all day. And I went over and met with them. And in fact, two options. One was a $15,000 option. One was a $25,000 option. What would you like to do? Well, we don't want to spend that. And I get it. Did I lie to you on the phone? No. You told me it'd be more. So what do we want to do? She goes, can you write it down? Could you send me a quote? If I wrote you a quote, what would you want to do with it? She goes,
the training.
I just want to see it. I go, so if I wrote this down, it would give you food for thought. Yeah. So I'm just not writing it down for nothing. She goes, no, we're going to do this. I just don't know if we're going to do it right now. I'm like, that's reasonable. Sounds totally reasonable.
Lady, you're 91. You don't have much time.
Yeah, you're circling the drain. You better hurry up and sign, right? Nah. But, I came back and I just kind of shared the scope with chat. Hey, here's what we're thinking about doing. We talked about this and this. Can you put it in a way that's digestible? It's easy for a person to understand all my thoughts, and it comes out with a scope. Copy, paste, see you later. Gone. 15,000. Send it to it. Let her look at it. Took me 5-10 minutes maybe. Usually I would never write a contract, which it's not a contract.
No,
It's just a scope.
simple quote. And I mean, that's we definitely, as far as, how we operate in the battleground, we don't encourage, to send out quotes, but it's kind of one of those things too. If this goes back to consultation fee, don't charge for consulting if you don't have, work in your pipeline. It's the same thing with quotes. Like if things are not coming in and that's just the way it's going, you send out a little short quote. There's nothing wrong with it. It's really, I mean, where the goal is when you send, that's the follow up. It's what you do after that, because a lot of times they haven't hired another contractor.
Mm-hmm.
They're just thinking, they're busy. And I mean, and so there's several things you need to do. I mean, I have it right here in front of me.
Yeah. Command the follow up.
Like what we talked about at Nash Vegas. And there's a process that you do. And I'm getting, I think I've talked about this several times, and you were here when the guy came and, was talking to me about doing the Tankless.
I love it. I love that conversation. Love the way the guy does it.
And yeah, it's very good. And he sent me over. Of course, his numbers were higher when he sent them to me, which is great. He was between 2 and 4, and he was between 2 and 4 was a conversation. And then when he actually sent me the quote, it was 35 and 55. So it's like, he was off on his range, but that actually is in line with what I'd gotten before, just in conversation, just asking other, contractors in general. But the thing is, my point being, I was ready the day that he was here, and he forgot to send me the quote. So I had to reach back out to him, and he finally sent me the quote, and I got it. And I'm like, I'm cool with it. And so this has been, I didn't say yes until yesterday. So it's been 2 weeks since Vegas.
Okay. Yeah.
So, and that was my fault. Like now I had to reach back out to him to get him to send me the quote so that I could approve it. And it didn't have an approve button. So I'm not going to get him in the fight yet. I'm going to get him, get the installation done, and then I'll introduce him to the fight, because, they get expensive when they get here. But it's kind of the same thing. 2 weeks from conversation to actually committing, and then he'll be here June 2nd, I believe, to do the installation. So the follow-up, command the follow-up is so important, because myself, I delayed it 2 weeks. Now, contractor didn't send the quote over. It took him 4 or 5 days.
Yep.
But that's very common. So that's the thing. Like as a contractor, you got the speed. Speed is king. And get that thing as they're motivated. And not only that, he could have made it way easier on me. Mr. Johnson, I sent that quote over. Would you like to have a conversation around it? Would you like to go ahead and approve it? Like literally encouraging me to do it, because I've delayed it 2 weeks. Well, it's been delayed 2 weeks, I should say. And if he would have acted differently, I would have gave him the money that day. Like you were there. I was like, dude, I'm not worried about the money. Like just let's go. Like I'm good with it. Like just here, let me give you some money. Like, so you can't do that. You got to get the money as quickly as possible. You really need to stay on top of these people, because when I'm experiencing, there's a lot of phone calls. I had 4 today. Would have had 5. James is taking as a landscape when she's taking that, but I had 4 water feature phone calls. I was on FaceTime with 2 of them. I had to send a video to another one to show them what the basin looked like. So there's a lot of way more legwork right now than I've had to do in the past. But the best part is I'm set up for it, and I know how to do it, and I know how to get on the phone. I know how to quickly would you say what's more intimidating, Tim? A phone call or FaceTime?
Yeah. FaceTime for 100% is much harder.
Yeah. But I'm having fun with it. Say, can we FaceTime? Of course. And then I could easily flip the camera the other way and not show my face. But it's like, no, I'm Derek. It's nice to meet you. And one of them was like, hey, man, you got a gray beard and glasses just like me. And he laughed.
Yeah.
But it did. It's like he basically just didn't have a hat on. But I'm pushing more for FaceTime.
There's something I wanted to talk about, and you kind of hit on it, is this visual. People like visuals. And it goes back to a conversation I had probably about 6 or 7 weeks ago. I was talking to a financial planner that I was on a Truth Hike on, and he shared with somebody I'd never met before. But he says that he's been drawing these graphs and colored graphs and pie charts when he meets clients, and he shows them, their investments. But he says, some people just like list it out on a spreadsheet, and there are people who geek out over that and really get it. I found that if I create these charts, people buy into it faster. It's a visual sale. He goes, and people, they trust me more because they feel like I get them. So the way you're selling right now is different, and it may be appealing to most people, not all people. If I was on Zoom all day with meetings and stuff, I'd be like, fuck, I don't want to do another Zoom. Please don't make me do another Zoom.
It's the FaceTime, right?
Mm.
And then one guy the last guy that I was talking to, that I told you had a $2,000 budget, just not even, it can't. It's like, it's not even. I mean, he can barely afford the components for the water feature. But I educated him, but I said, can we FaceTime? He said yes. He said, actually, no, I don't have an iPhone. But the other two, so it's just, and I'm one guy wanted this really long water feature going along the front of his house. You ever seen that, Tim?
Yeah.
Your house, and I really said, well, it's funny you should say that, because it's let me show you what I have, and just walked him through. And of course, I had to make sure that I got that. I mean, because I can control the FaceTime. So it's like, well, hang on. So I walk out the back door, I show the back pond.
Oh God. Yeah. Give him the whole package.
And then walk around. I said, I'm trying to get to the front of the house. And then of course, I turned the corner and just walked him down, and then got to the end. And he's like, that's exactly what I want. Unfortunately, what I have in the front yard is $45,000, and he's got a $20,000 budget.
Yeah,
but we're still talking. He's going to talk to his wife, and I said, man, 20,000 that's a good budget. It's just not, or I should say, a good investment. I'm very careful on that. That's a good investment. However, you can't have this. You could have half of it, and then the conversation, it opened up to a pond and something he may be willing to do. So he talks to his wife, and but same thing. He's been to the garden center. He's seen that. He found us online, went to the garden center, made the phone call, on the phone with him, sent me pictures like he's supposed to. Then I'm FaceTiming him. Yeah. So, I mean, that's what, 3-4 touch points.
It's all trust, man. You built that trust factor with him. He should have no reason to want to go anywhere else. Because it's like somebody's playing second fiddle to what you're doing. It's like you're it. There's no reason to go anywhere else.
He just has to find the money. And that's where we talk about, we don't find the customer's money. But this is the other part too. What I would have done in the past is we got 20 grand. Like, I can't do anything with that. But I've been taught and coached, like, no, there's 20 grand there. Find a way to help them with that $20,000 investment. And maybe it's a portion. Maybe we do a section. Mm-hmm. Maybe we come back later. Like, it's just and which is wild though. Like, to spend $20,000 on something, that's not chump change.
Sometimes, and like you say, you try to, if they have something to work with, you want to at least offer plan A or plan B or whatever you're at. I had a guy on the phone today. He says, geez, I'm really into this for a lot of money already. I was like, oh, wow. I'm looking at 2 plastic tubs, like Home Depot tubs. I'm like, dude, if I would have guessed pump two of these tanks, you're into like 700. He goes, believe it or not, it was under that. It was just over 500. I said, that's a lot, isn't it? He goes, yeah.
Yeah.
What would you like to see happen here? Oh, I'd like to come out here and beautify it and just, get it so it's running right. And like, what's that hose I see? Oh, that's the water runoff from when it rains. If it keeps the water moving. I'm like, oh. Sometimes I just can't do nothing. You know what I mean? I just can't.
No. But that's where leads come in. We want to have as many opportunities at bat as we possibly can.
Right. Yeah. The leads do help. Qualified leads. This guy just snuck by. You know what, Derek? He's not my guy today. But he's having a lot of landscaping done, and I said, hey, let me ask you, what's your wife's name? And he told me, let me do this. Would it be okay if I shared a link to my website? It shows different pond packages. You can even use the calculator. You can figure out what size would be best. And you may not be in the market for it now, but at least you know it's possible. Mm-hmm. And during my drip marketing, so see beautiful pictures every week and videos, and maybe inspire them to realize I thought I had a lot of investment. I said, even though I said, Mike, even though you spent $500 something for this thing, if you decide you want to put one a small pond in, which around $10,000, I'll give you $500 back at the end. Yeah, I'll just take your tanks back. That way, you're not out any money.
See, yeah, no big deal.
Yeah, you got to meet them where they're at. This person I want to bring out, this old lady with her husband. Her husband's a nice guy. He used to work for Motorola for like 25 years, and he went to work for another company. Now he works security for what do they call them? The casinos. Just an older dude, just kind of walking the floor, checking IDs and stuff like that. And he said, "Is it difficult for a contractor to come over and talk to clients?" That was a great question, and I'm like, I said, I got to tell you the truth. I says the only thing that I feel pressure on me is like, you've been abused. People have taken your money and not giving you what you've asked for and wanted. And I have to come in here with the pressure of you thinking that I'm like that other guy. And I'm not. I'm like nobody else. He goes, I can clearly see that. And she said, my father owned 4 laundromats in the 40s. I'm like, oh my God, dry cleaners? You own 4 dry cleaners? You know how many employees you have to have? She says, yeah, he was a service business. He says the service business is shit. That's what he said. To get my landscaper to come over here, to get somebody to spray mosquitoes, to get somebody to show up at my house. And that's what he's talking about us, our profession as contractors. This is what we're competing against. A preconceived notion that contractors, all contractors suck and they're liars and they say they do things and they're not people of their words. And I said, what was written on the contract? Oh, no, it wasn't a contract. He just shows up. So you didn't know when he was even coming. No, he just comes and starts. I'm like, what? And that's what we hear about in the contractor fights. People, this guy's taking all my work, and that's what we're competing against.
Jamie walks out of the office yesterday and says, I have to give $1,100 deposit back. And I'm like, why? She said, because a customer called and they said that we were referring to this job as complicated plumbing. They had a pressurized filter, was all kinds of fittings, and it was disconnected. It was all like it broke, it frozen. So, you've got PVC pipe going in, out, returns, but it's all there. Like it's just like it's literally been pulled backwards. So we just got to replicate it. So like $2,200 to get it all back together.
Yeah.
He agreed to it, paid the deposit, and we scheduled it. And he called and said, guys, y'all got that done fast. And it's like, Jamie's like, what do you mean? Like, we haven't been out there. He's like, well, who's been out here? It's like, I don't know. We had you scheduled for, next Tuesday or something. And he's like, okay, let me do some research. And he called back and said, oh, the landscaper just knew some guy, new plumber, and just had the plumber come over and do it. And it's like, did he talk to you about it? It's like, no, I thought you guys did it. So like, I mean, how crazy is that? Like somebody just showed up and just fixed it. And he's like, I don't even know what it cost. Like somebody just repaired it.
That's crazy, dude.
Yeah.
That's just nuts.
It's a deposit. Like it's first off, I'm like, I got to give the money back, but deposit. Like that's not our money anyway. I mean, I do look at that. I look at like if we're operating at 50% gross profit margin, when I receive a deposit, that's my money. Like I've already gotten paid up front. That's how I see it. But it's like, we keep it in a holding account when that money goes there. So it's just like, just write him a check. We're not going to refund his credit card because we're not paying the credit card fees going back. Like doesn't work that way. So, and we do minus 3% as well.
Yeah.
So they don't get all the money back.
That's a common thing that I see in the contractor fight the fee group. People asking that, people canceling jobs, and what do I do? And you say, what does your contract say? It doesn't matter what the contract says. If for some reason they're not going to use you, there's a reason, and it's your right to find out what happened. Like somebody else showed up and did it.
Did you just catch that?
No, I'm not that good, dude.
That was, man, I saw that. And if you just caught that, that looks so cool.
The fly sailing by my head. Yeah, I had a call yesterday. The guy said he had somebody else that's going to show up and just do it tomorrow. I'm like, we had the schedule since April. He sent me, I told him we'd be doing it in like the second week of June. And he was okay with that. But now he said somebody else from another state's coming in and like, what did he charge you? I don't even know. He goes, well, how did this guy even find you? He goes, I must have reached out to him before I reached out for you. I said, Joe, listen, dude, you and I got a good thing going. We had a great talk. Spent a lot of time on the phone. It's like our first date. I just feel like you're breaking up with me. Is that what you're doing right now? He just laughed. He goes, no. It's okay. Okay. You're going to hang and wait for me? Yeah, I'll wait another week. Okay.
This is so wild.
I know you're saying, Timmy, that's not appropriate. Yeah, it is appropriate.
You can do whatever you want, man.
I can do whatever I want. That's the thing. You got to talk to him. It's like, are we breaking up? Because I thought we had a thing. And I talked to him this morning. It happened. I had a spot in my schedule that opened up. And I call him, hey, good news. We don't have to wait till next week. You can come like right now. We'll be there in an hour. Can you going to be home? Yeah, I'll be home. So great. And we started talking for a couple of minutes. And the guy he owned his own Amazon store. And like, what a great guy. Great, a great person. This is the kind of people I want to. They're happy. They're grateful. They carry on communications. That's a value to me of a long-term client, And we talk about in the Forge, we had Nash Vegas, the value of a lifetime client for a service client.
I'm loving what I'm hearing. It's the banter, and not everybody has the banter and the ability to just talk and communicate. And I reach certain points where I'm saturated and I don't want to talk. And I know you use amazing automations, but you also, you talk to people, and it's becoming a lost art. And I think about our current clients in our the greater Nashville area and who I service. They're in their 50s and 60s. They're used to communicating the old way. Now the new clients coming in, the 30 and 40-year-olds, they like the automations. They like the AI. They like, so we're in this is a transitionary period, and you and I are both prepared for it. You more so than me, but I'm paying attention to what you're doing,
Yeah.
and we're catching up to that. But it's still, you got to have a nice conversation, because at some point you have to go see them.
Oh, yeah.
You can have all these hoops that people do enjoy going through. Nothing wrong with it. I would say 10 years ago, what you think about 10 years ago doing this, it's like, it didn't make sense. Like but if you started 10 years ago, well, we had a guy, if you remember.
I remember. Mike.
Yeah. Yes.
Yep.
And think about how hard it was to get to him. So he was very ahead of,
Yeah. He was
of
very
where
process-driven.
the generation, and I don't even know if I see him pop up every now and again. I should check with him to see how he's doing. And I guess what I'm trying to say is you still have to have the ability to communicate. You still have to have that fun conversation and talking to people. And I think about the people that I talked to today. I absolutely know that I gave them value after listening to them, going through the motive and really understanding, because once you go through the motive and really understand, you can take those little buzzwords, as we like to refer to, and you can talk to them about what that is. Like, I heard you say this, and it's who in the, like, this was the thing, because he's talking about pond and he's talking about bog, but he kept saying bog. He mentioned the pond a couple of times. And I said, so if you want a pond, I'm assuming that there's somebody in the household that loves fish. And he said, my wife, 100% my wife. He said, so I said, so the pond is hers, and this bog, which is really just a really cool creek bed, is what we're creating, like a channel. Mm-hmm. And he got some information from another pond company in town. They called it a bog, and all this filtration. I was like, dude, if you're going to go 45 feet of bog for a 10 by 14 pond, man, you can drink out of that thing.
Yeah.
Like, you're going to have so much filtration. Like, I said, do you want this thing to be covered with plants? Like, no, I want to be able to see it. But we're just having a conversation. I'm on FaceTime, and like the educational value and the ability, the wherewithal and the confidence to just get on the phone with somebody and then take it to the next step and introduce yourself on FaceTime. I guess what I'm trying to say is there's a generation coming up that are not going to be as confident doing that necessarily, because they haven't experienced that. And it's not. So we're in that. It's a transitionary period on how we communicate.
So what I'm hearing, just to recap that, because it was a lot. The person that the person that you are on the phone, mm-hmm. it has to match the person in front of them. Mm-hmm. So if you're depending upon AI for all your communications, and you're going to show up in somebody's yard, you think mm-hmm. you're going to be the same polished person, you got to have your game on, and communicating and role playing,
yes,
and knowing what you're talking about. Not only like the details of your job, but just the human aspect of it.
Yeah, yeah.
Now I didn't tell you, I have AI answering my calls when we don't answer the phone, and he's got a name. It's Neil, New England Aquatic Landscaping. Hey,
that's great.
This is Neil. I'm a virtual AI assistant. How can I help you today? And it's like seamless. And people talk to it. They love it. Hey, I'm calling to find out about my appointment. Do you know what time they'll arrive? She goes, well, let me ask you, what's your name? Okay, yeah, you're a current client. I have you at the last 4 phone numbers of this. And it identifies them.
Stop it.
Are you a current client? No. Yeah, what's your last 4 of your phone number? Yeah, I hear you here. Yeah, so how can I help you? It's like, I have some fish that are like gasping at the surface. Oh, gasping. That sounds terrible. I suggest that you maybe add an aerator, or make sure your pump is plugged in to add circulation. And I can have the office call you as soon as I get back in, or the next business day, or whatever it is. Next business day, that's Memorial Day. You're right. It is Memorial Day. So they'll call you Tuesday morning. I'm like, what? And people love it. Clients are calling and talking.
Calling your phone.
I'm going to answer it, so you can't talk to Neil. You have to be a paying customer.
I want to call it right now. We're on the podcast and talk to Neil.
Christina will answer. Yeah. Well, she will. That's what so Christina's not like, say Christina takes lunch from 12 to 1 and Janelle happens not to pick up the phone. It'll pick up. Or after 5.
Sure.
We're done. So after 5, call.
There you go.
You can play with it. But it's really freaking neat. I was playing with it this weekend.
I bet you were. That's amazing.
And it populates my CRM. It's recorded in my CRM. I can see the information there. It's all transcribed. It's wonderful. I find out who they are, what they want, and I can hear the recording or look at the transcription. And look, it's like it's not cutting edge technology. It's been around for a while. It's just, Derek, it's getting better. You don't have that lag like you're talking to
Yeah.
somebody is challenged
Yeah.
while they speak. They have to digest things. It's just a conversation.
What a wild time we're living in. And I'm glad I know people and I'm in a community and a network that I can be around this. Because if you're not in a community like this and you may not know about this stuff, I mean, how far are you going to be behind?
Yeah. Hey, there's people out there as a one man band, and this stuff is like, you don't want it. You don't need this stuff.
No, it's just for, yeah.
But
Well, you get busy. Like, I mean, I've on back-to-back calls today because I use Calendly, so they can schedule the calls with me. And I'm literally from 10 till you and I got on the phone or on the podcast. I was on the phone 30 minutes, and so that 30 minutes goes by fast. I mean, it's that the first part is just understanding what's going on. And then you got to, what are you doing? And then I got to get prepared for my next call.
Mhm.
Like it's a wild thing that I can't answer my phone. And I probably had 3 or 4 phone calls while I'm on a call.
so it's kind of like, I want to kind of let people know who are listening, who aren't pond people, know what it's like to be a pond guy this time of year. And if you're a pond company, if you're a landscaper, or if you're a irrigation person or a swimming pool person, you get it. This is like your hair's on fire. The switch goes on. Like, as soon as you can smell like spring in the air, your phone starts ringing and it doesn't stop. And you have to qualify people, because they fog up a mirror doesn't qualify them as being a client. You have to figure out, are these people nice people? Are they nice people? Are we in the same area? Are they asking for something that I can do? And they're willing to pay what I need to charge. And it takes that time and a shinfu to figure that out. And then some people want to think about it, or some people say, I got to talk to my wife. I can get back to you tonight. It's like, what do you do with all this information? If you have, like I shared on at Nash Vegas, I get over 400 leads a year in a small window, because I don't get these 12 months a year like you don't. It's really busy in the spring and it peters out to the end of the year. So you're getting it all at once. So like you, Derek, back to back to back. I started at 9, 10, 11, 12. You, today is an afternoon off. I'm doing a horseback riding with my granddaughter, which is actually canceled today. But then it'll start again tomorrow, 9, 10, 11, 12, 1, 2, 3, 4. It's like hour on every hour. It gives me time to decompress, make sure everything's transcribed properly. If I have to go for a walk, clear my head, have a cup of coffee or water, just to get my sanity. But that's what I do. That's what I'm good at. Just kind of taking information, seeing if we can help them or not. And if they want to, some people even call back and reschedule. Say, hey, I did what you asked me to do. I'm ready to have you come over. Can you send me a quote? And that's where that time after the call goes to doing that stuff, the minutia, right? The small stuff. For people who are only getting a lead a month, yeah, I don't see a value in having automations. No.
But it's just so overwhelming. Like I'm definitely short week because Memorial Day.
Oh yeah.
So several conversations with the team, organizing, going through stuff, and then I literally looked at my calendar today, and it was just like, man, was everybody just hanging out in their yard? I guess so, over the weekend. And it's that the weather shifted, and it's just like it wipes you out. And that's why I time block my calendar from 10 to 2. Like, coming up on 1:12, Central Standard Time. It's hard for me to do anything like and think well from 3 on the rest of the day. Like, it's just so much going on.
I can't imagine going back to the old way of not having a calendar and scheduling calls. Because it would be, here's what it is it's a reaction. It's a reactive business. The phone rings, you answer it. It's like, no, I have a schedule, and I don't have calls interrupting. My calls go to the person. It happens to be Christina, my daughter, who answers the phone, and she helps people direct them where they need to go. If I had to answer the phones and schedule all my calls, it's just, it can't be done. But look, I went off on a tangent on that tangent. I didn't mean to go that far with it, but I guess, like you said, you got to qualify the people. We're up against people who are other contractors who are basically, man, they're just not. I don't know. They just don't know what they don't know.
We're in it's the information gathering business is what we're supplying.
Yeah.
And that's where our socials and everything. And that's just the way the world, for instance, getting Google Chrome I had to Google how to get Google Chrome into my applications because I didn't know how to open up my applications folder. A lot of people that are on computers all the time be like, "Oh yeah, just click over here. It's easy. Go into Finder, open up applications, drag and drop it in there." I didn't know how to do that, so I had to find the information, and that's why it's so important that we set all these things up in place so that we can be educated.
Yeah.
We can be educators is really what it is, because that's what everybody needs. Because if you need to unclog your toilet, well, you go to YouTube, and you figure out how to unclog your toilet. And there's, I know that sounds crazy, but there's people that don't know how to do that.
Yeah, and that's all right, because there's a video for everything. There really is, and you and I are educators for sure. Hey, look, Derek, we went long today, longer than we probably should have. We're probably going to get in trouble for it.
It's for the handful of listeners. They got 30 minutes because they blocked out time for us.
Yeah, they should, and they can listen to it at the gym and give them a better workout. All right. So look, I'm Tim.
I'm Derek,
and we'll see y'all next time.